but this escape group, and we've still got this brace of riders up front. We remind you that's Lars Bak and Damien Godin from the original breakaway, and they're already back on the Oude Kwaremont. This hurts this time by, and these guys don't have the luxury of a suspension system on the back of their bike, unlike Team Sky, who've been happily coping today, being out front, and I suggest the bike design may well have helped them in that regard, Sean.
Well, for the moment we have to wait off for a moment, wait off for a while, let's say, because it's early days yet. There's a lot of riders in the peloton, and yeah, it's all to race for, it's all to happen yet.
We're on this little testy, nasty, spiteful loop. They'll be back right here, don't forget, in about, what, 30 or so kilometres time. At 38 kilometres time, they'll be back at this very point with, what, 16 Ks to go. And so we just checked back to see who else is joining the fun, and Lamprey wants an interest at the pointy end. And the pink and blue is getting engaged, and Orica never too far away from having a say. BMC want personnel up there, and in fact, that's Degenkolb right towards the front as well. He's in a sensible place, but surely this is far too far. He wants to stay close to Derbyshire, that's my mind. I think he just is minded not to let this just go away from it. It's like having a wet lead just being pulled out of your hands, albeit on a dry day today. And Sky also, with G thinking about it. There is G, there is Degenkolb. Some big names on the shake-up here, Sean.
Yes, well, we're seeing a lot of the big favourites to start to appear on the front of the main peloton, and you know, a little bit of a gap here up to the Boucher and Alfredo and a number of other riders, but it seems to be all coming back together. It's Team Orica. Heyman is actually you know, coming across there, but all the big favourites, or most of the big favourites, to the front of these at this time. Starting
to rock and roll, and Christoph is also just showing his demeanour today. And it's one for action, as you know, over the last... There is MTN Quebec a little bit too far down the order for the time being, with Cholek just coming through the picture. 43 seconds now. Derbyshire, a big roll of the dice for him early on. Who's being tempted to follow on? Well, John Degenkolb was minded to just engage a little bit of acceleration and leave his teammates behind. So it is the strong, quick men who are starting to come to the fore. And maybe this is going to nullify those who would have been perhaps hopeful of being in a breakaway. We'll see how it shells out. So, Sean, we've got the Kwaremont, we've got the Paterberg. We're going to see all this again. It's going to be déjà vu all over again. That joke phrase, there'll be no laughing matter later on, will it? This is the serious end of the